Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Practical Weapons Show. This is Alex. I will be your reading and doing person thing. Anyway, comparison between the two Soviet pistols. The one that was created before World War II and the one that was created after World War II. And on the right you have an actual original Russian TT, Tula-Tokarev. In other words, Tula-Tokarev, Tulsky means made in Tula, where these were made at the time. And Tokarev is the last name of the inventor. Admittedly, this gun was in many ways copied from Browning's FN 1903, and from the looks you can actually find them very similar. But again, it was made in different caliber. This is a 7.62 by 25 Tokarev, which is a very fast round. In many ways similar to a 357 SIG of today. This was a very cheap gun to make and very easy to make. Fed from a box magazine, 8 rounds, has an American style magazine button, and that even works. The gun does not have a safety and is a single action only. Admittedly, all guns have been tested and checked for empty chamber before the video. I always do that. I just didn't have flags with me. The gun has a slightly strange position for the hammer, which is a halfway. Some people call it a safety. I don't. I consider it a weird position of a hammer. The trigger doesn't work when you put it in that position. Admittedly, to get it in that position, you have to get it chambered, then cock it halfway. You cannot fire from this position. You still have to cock the hammer and then be able to fire. The gun is not light, but we will compare them side by side. Next, to the gun that was invented in 1930 and modified in 1933. So this is a TT-30. There is a TT-30, which is a very rare variation, especially in the US. I don't have it. I haven't even seen it. On the other hand, in 1951, starting development in 1947, here is the Pistols Makarov. We call it PM or Makarov in the US. Unlike the 7.62 by 25, this one fires 9 by 18 Makarov round, and it inherited itself from the Walther PP after the war. The gun development started in 1947 and went through 1948, then went through testing until 1951 and was introduced into service in 1951. Now, here's the funny item. This is a military gun. Makarov was intended to be a peacetime gun for non-line units. In other words, an infantry or an airborne or a marine officer should not have a PM. He should have a different gun. Now think, which gun would that be in the Soviet Union? It looks very similar to the PM, but we never had them in the US. And that's an APS, automatic pistol stechkida, which unfortunately I cannot show you for obvious reasons, for automatic pistol. Never imported into US. So this gun, admittedly right now has a non-standard grip. I have a Fab Defense grip on it. And it's a great grip for the PM. Makes it not bite your hand. I have videos on this on the channel. If you want to look, you can look. Has a box magazine, also the oldie style, very similar to the P38 type magazines of the time. 8 rounds, 9 by 18, has a decocker safety, single side, is a single action, double action gun, and again, we are going to check that the chamber is empty, can fire from cock position, which is so, and double action. So, single action, double action. It's extremely easy to take apart, like all the Walther models, which is a Walther PP, and its copies, PPKs that I have, and so forth. Field disassembly, that's it. Take the spring out and you have it. Which obviously made it a lot easier to be used and a lot easier to be implemented. A lot less training. Tokarev I'm not going to take apart right now because it requires a lot of tasking. I don't like having to go through this. This is considerably worse than even 1911 to take apart. So these are the two guns that Russia had from 1930 and literally till probably mid-80s or even 90s. Even now, a lot of people in Russia and former Soviet Union countries have PM as their sidearm. Made a gazillion of them. This is a Bulgarian one. I could never find a Russian one, military. And Russian commercial one I didn't want, to be honest with you. Now, ergonomics obviously is very different. This is a very thin, very metal gun. And while this is also full metal, it has more modern ergonomics, which makes sense, considering that there is literally 20 years between them and a major war. So let's take a look at their weight. Admittedly, they're empty and they have an empty magazine in them. So first, the Tokarev. And it weighs 1.8 pounds, empty, with an empty magazine. And the Makarov weighs 1.58 pounds. So we're talking about a third of a pound, a couple of ounces, 4 ounces? No, a third of a pound, 16 ounces. I'm not very good with pounds and ounces. You can figure that out yourself. But you can see the difference, and you can also see the size difference. As you can see, Tokarev is considerably longer, while having almost the same handle size. In this case, the handle is much thicker on the Fab Defense grip than on the original Makarov. So that's the basic introduction to these two guns. And the next video I'm going to discuss their ammunition and how nice it is to shoot them or not. I don't know if I'm going to make it to the range. I just moved into the area. I don't even know where the ranges are yet, but I will try. Admittedly, Makarov is much more pleasant to shoot because 7.62 by 25 is much faster round. But that's the whole purpose. These were designed for, as I said, peace time, non-line officers and police forces. This is a purely military gun by design. Of course, it was issued to everybody. But that's the idea. We'll see you in the next video, and thank you for watching. And if you like what you see, comment. If you have any suggestions, comment even more. And if you like, click on the like button, subscribe, and you'll see even more videos coming from this channel in the near future. We'll see you then.